Hello, this is Cuberized, and welcome to All the Mods 11. We are still in version 0.1.1, and just a reminder, when you do load up the game, you will see these 253 errors on this version, and this is not a problem. Just it's a known thing because of the change in the pack. I assume at some point they will make those go away. But it is not a problem to see them. If you see more than 253, then I would be concerned. With that being said, between episodes, I put together, well, helps if I get out of there before I start moving. I had one piece of bamboo that I found in a chest, and I planted it and replanted it, and so now I have a bunch. They grow like crazy on this SNAD, so yeah, that's a good thing. The other thing is I put together these storage containers, and am putting each essence in each one with whatever the current seeds are. These will, and let me give you an example. I don't have one of those. So these here are low growth speed, medium yield, no resistance, and no mutability. So not only are these going to grow very slow compared to other ones that have been improved, but they're not going to give as much when they're harvested. So I'm trying to get the seeds to mutate and improve themselves. I spent a little time working on diamonds, and I got it. But the rest of them are taking their time doing things. So I don't have any diamonds currently planted. I have a little bit of, I think, everything else. And yeah, it's a slow go. I had to refill both this one and the pylon that's up here with hose, because yeah, they do wear out. And this thing is generating seeds like crazy. Crazy. It's almost a 1-to-1 correlation between essence and seeds. It's off the charts. So one of the first things I want to do here is to make this seed processor have an augment, because this is going so slowly. I've processed through a whole bunch of seeds, with the diamond especially because of all the variations. And let me grab that, and let me grab that. But I'm putting the seeds up in here, and they're slowly excuse me, slowly making their way down here. It's just, this is really slow. I do have in here the fuel canister, but it's out of fuel, so I've got some energy here. This is full, and this is currently full. So the moment I put an augment in, it's going to start eating up more energy. So let's see what we've got here in the way of nope, sorry, it's upgrade. Yeah. So this is the base, and of course it takes a diamond, why not? So to actually, let's use up what we have in here first, and I don't have that many diamonds left. It's all in essence form. And I need the shards, which, there they are. And what was the other thing? Oh, these prosperity ingots, which I made some extras last time around, knowing that I would need them. So here we go, we're going to make this. And there's that. I'm only going to make the one for now. This will use, this is the base, and then it's surrounded by this. Now to make these, it's just a prosperity ingot with the appropriate inferium essence to make that. So we have this. To make this I need 4. And so I need this, and I need this. No. Okay, I've got that backwards then. All right, what am I doing wrong? Oh, no, no, no. No, I know what I'm doing wrong. I didn't make the ingots. I just said that too. Let's see, I need 4 of these. Okay, now. Okay, so I've got the lowest level. I'm going to go up a level. Yep. And I think these are just, yeah, it's just back to the base prosperity ingot. And I have this. I have essence everywhere. You would not believe how crazy this stuff is going. In a good way. But I'm going to have to automate it because it's getting a little bit out of control. Or just rip it up, which I may do that too. So, all right, so we're going to stop here with that level to see what this does to my power. And we have we have 413, so this is going to see what we get here. That dropped a lot. There it goes. It's dropping. It's dropping fast, but I can see a marked improvement already with this. I just hope we can keep the power going. So lots of extra essence in here. And yeah. So these are all the very high. Yeah, these ones are not all the way very high times 4. These are, but there are so many of them. I do not need them. I have kept some of the diamond here that are very high, and I've kept some of these. This is the best I've gotten so far. Yeah, so the other ones, they're in a barrel in the house. So let's, I've got something here. We got mutability low and medium. Yay, we've upgraded our gold. Nice. That's very, very nice. I will come back out here in a second and get that. But so the other seeds are over here. This is all of those, and this is the basic one that hasn't been at all morphed into the new style. So, let's see what we need to do here. So with this old root, we can actually get a runic tablet. And I need some kind of stone and some seeds. And I have all of that. And the runic tablet should tell us the recipes. So this is the runic tablet. And if you look here, you can, this is the instruction manual, essentially. So you can harvest bark from trees. you can find plants and herbs, and they talk about the old root, which I've eaten one and I used one in a recipe just now. So you want to save these once you find them. The verdant, thankfully, is actually being produced by the farmer. Verdant sprig, so holding onto that is nice. Infernal bulbs, I found one. And it does look exactly like that. I think that I only found the one. Yeah, right there, infernal bulbs. So that's another one to look out for that's a roots that is used with Roots Classic. They can be used as furnace fuel. You can convert a skeleton to a withered by giving them one. So there's a bunch of things that can be done with this. Yeah, this can come from, so this is another reason to go to the end, is to get some chorus. But we might be able to get some of this. And of course it's another thing you can eat. Although I don't... Yeah, this one you can't. And this one you can. And this one you can. The cool thing about those is you can smelt them to make ender pearls. So if you need a couple of ender pearls, and for whatever reason you don't want to fight the Enderman directly, if you happen to have some of these, you can smelt them. And then this talks about the rest of roots, like the berries that drop from the trees. And there's 3 kinds of those. There's the red one, the white one, and the purple one, I believe. It's purple. Yeah, these 3. The currants. Black, red, and white. This is what is used with the elderberry and the melons to make food, and the apple. You make a fruit salad, I think it's called. So there's some things to do with that. I wanted to get this created so we had it handy because it's one of the few things that actually has an instruction book. And I had the root and I wanted to make sure I didn't lose the root because I needed it for roots. So 3rd we just started in what I want to, just with this to make the mercury. Yeah, so when we look at, the reason I want to get into 3rd is for the divining, rods. Let me spell that out further. There we go. So here are the divining rods, and I talked about this a little bit last episode. To find amethyst, well, okay, a lot of these things will say, this one is called attuned. It says the divination rod is attuned, meaning it will search out automatically budding amethyst. These are not attuned, so when you craft it, you have to attune it to a particular block. And that's why finding ancient debris is so wonderful, because we can make the rod and attune it to that. So I don't know if I have purple dye. And I think I'm going to put it here if I had it. Yeah, I don't have it, but I can make it. The other thing is I don't have any amethyst yet. So you have to have an amethyst to find amethyst, to find more amethyst. Budding amethyst. So with some of these things, it's very important to actually have these things so you can attune them. So with all that being said, the rarer the item, the higher the level you need to yeah. So there's the rods all kind of work the same way that are not attuned, is that you attune it and then you can use it to find other blocks that are of the same kind. So to actually do the one I want to do is this one. And I need amethyst. Yes, of course I do. This one doesn't need amethyst. So glass, 2 sticks, and purple dye. So that should be relatively easy. And purple, I believe, is made with red and blue. And I can use this blue, I believe, and don't need that blue. So flax will give you, okay, not that blue. Poppies, which are everywhere where I'm at, give red dye. The flax flowers, I thought I could use that. I need 4 of them. Perfect. I have plenty. So the other thing, you're gonna, if you happen to be growing flax for its fiber to make string, you can also get these as a result of harvesting, which is very nice because you can use those to make dye. And before I do that, are they used for anything else? Nope, they're used for dye. So instead of using lapis, use your flax flowers. And if I put these two together, I should get purple dye, and I do. And my sticks, I believe, are here. And I need glass, and I think I still have at least 2 pieces. I do. So let's make this. There it is. Now, to make this work, and again, if you don't recall, you hit Control, and it will, sorry, Control, it says here. So this is automatically attuned to Amethyst, which is great. You right click and hold, and it will search for amethyst, budding amethyst specifically, which thankfully also, not only is offering up amethyst, but it's offering up other things as well. And then you can right click and it will send off the right click and hold will get it to search and then send off an orb to show you where the amethyst is. If you right click, every time you right click and don't hold, it'll keep sending out an orb to show you where to go. Because you have to, if you're, say, several hundred blocks away, you can get the general direction, and then you may want to fine tune it in case you have to go over terrain or through a jungle or whatever to get there. And plus, there will be a point where if it's buried, you may go past it. So it might actually be behind you or below you, and you wouldn't know unless you keep utilizing this thing. So with these other ones, here, it does say any material, but it doesn't really mean any material. It means lower level materials. So abundant materials, you have to bind with alchemical sulfur in the craft. I'm sorry, not bind with, craft with alchemical sulfur to attune the rod. And so these we really don't want to do because I really don't want to get into the alchemical sulfur just this moment. So we're back to the, using this method if I want to get rare, the super rare items, to be able to find them, and that takes ancient debris. So, and a blaze rod and amethyst. So we're off to go look. Plus, I believe I did find, let me just, I have stuff everywhere. Let me put this stuff away. I believe I found another meteor location, so I wanted to go over there and see if I could silk touch up the blocks. And I probably need silk touch on something. So let me put, I don't need the purple dye. Let's put that away. This can go in here. This can go away. Seeds can go back where they belong. And yes, so much stuff. Yeah, I'll just put it outside when I put out the fertilizer. Okay, and I think the other thing was, yes, good news, in a weird way. I was attacked by pillagers, so they do not crash the game anymore, which is good to know. And yeah, so I'm going to take all this out since I'm going, at least what I can carry. Okay. All right, so let's head over here, drop this stuff, and we will go looking for that amethyst as well as the other meteor. And just to be able to dump here. I left the fertilizer out here because it, oh, that's stone. No, it's not deep slate. Close. Just so I could fertilize the plants if I'm trying to get them to grow, and, well, more to mutate them than anything else. And the last thing is I want a book of Silk Touch that I got from this guy, I think. Yes, that librarian. And I'm going to, I really don't want to, that would be nice. I'm a little worried about, yeah, let me Silk Touch this one so it lasts a little bit longer, hopefully. 5 experience. Okay. By the way, to set up, if you have one of these from Just Dire Things experience holders, to set this up so it automatically removes all of your levels, experience levels, when you walk past it. In fact, the radius is, I extended the radius out a little bit, so it will, I just need to get within 5 blocks of it and it will snag my things. Is this will actually, owner only doesn't really matter because I'm the only one playing, but you don't really want particles on, and you want this target level to be 0. Right now I have 26 levels, and you ignore the redstone signal. And render area you don't need to have on, but you can show it, turn it on to see. So basically these can be off and this is ignored. If I try to take out levels, it won't let me because it'll essentially suck it right back in. So we have to give it some kind of requirement for a signal, and then I can remove the levels I need. That's one way of doing it. So then I can go ahead and do this enchantment, and now I have Silk Touch, and now I can turn this back on. Okay, so there we go. Let's head out. I need to go. The meteor is out here somewhere. I went looking for it, and I will look for it again because we need to use our where is it at? Where's my compass? Not that compass, the other compass. That compass. Yeah, so it's, well, there's one this direction, but there's one over there. So I'm going to go over that direction to the village, and then it should reorient itself that way. And then, yeah, then we'll go look for an amethyst. And also out this general direction is a great distance away, is the ocean. So if we ever want to wander that direction, that's something we need. So I will pause, run over there, and then come back. So one sec. Okay, as I was coming over the hill, over that's where the tower is. Thank you. The meteor compass started pointing that direction. So we'll see where this goes. Okay, so now that I'm down here, let me hold. Okay, where did it? I am not seeing the graphic at all. Which is not good. And it's nighttime. Let me sleep real quick. Let me see if a well, that's not good. I don't know what that's. We're just going to see if this changes anything. Ooh, that's a little intense. There it is. Okay, so it's not that far away. Okay, the sound is a little loud. And let's see if we can. Let's. Maybe tuning fork. Yeah, I'm going to go with it's probably tuning fork. All right, so it's this way. So I'm going to go this direction, and as long as that's pointed in that general direction, we're good. Yeah, I just want to get down a little bit. So if I run parallel and it starts pointing off like that, okay, so it's this way. I gotta go up. Okay, getting close to being on top of it. All right, I can fine-tune this as we go down. So let me clear some of this off. See how far down stone is. So the idea is hopefully we can find. Okay, I've hit stone. Let's do a mining tunnel. Yeah, I don't know why that does that either, where you get all these shapeless. So I think that's a bug. So if you get that, just scroll the other direction until that gets sorted out. Okay, and I do have torches somewhere, I thought. Yeah, I don't, but I brought sticks and coal. So let's make some. And we'll go find that in a minute. Yes, and I couldn't resist picking up some iron I found on the mountain. Okay, let's do another check. I think it might be more back that way. Yeah, it's much more back that direction. In fact, I'm trying to get the sense of exactly what level it's on. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. So let's switch to a small tunnel. And I will just do that. Did not mean to just bump into a friend. But there we go. I don't think we could have aligned that better if we tried. So, plenty of amethyst. So first let's get the crystals. And let me get back to shapeless. And it might get dark in here. Let's put up a couple of torches. There is no way out of here other than the way we came in, so we are not going to have any, at least I don't think there, yeah, there's nothing up there. So no unexpected visitors. Yeah. Okay. All right, that's probably pretty good to start with. I can grab a bunch of the amethyst. Let me see if I can aim up high, get the roof. And then we'll see if I can get the buddings with a, which I'm really hoping we can, with a Silk Touch pickaxe. So we'll try it on one and see what happens. Let's try it on one I'm right next to. Did I get it? I don't... No, I didn't get it. So that's... Yeah, let me just, for the sake of... That's blocks. So I have 64 blocks and 52 shards. So let's see what happens. Yeah, absolutely nothing. It just breaks. Okay, so Silk Touch is not going to work, but we did get some shards. So that's the important thing. And I will light this up on the way out. Sapphire. And let me do this since I kind of... Take that. Just think of it as more torches. Okay. And we are, just so that this is lit up. Sorry as I bounce my way out of here. It's not that far though. Okay, and it's raining! Alrighty. So, I will put a couple torches out here to signify that this is where this is, in case I need to come back for more. Now the other thing was going and... oh, speaking of goodies, I'll take that. Yeah, I need to be careful over here because I did make a mess with grabbing all the sand. So let me go around. Yeah, big mess. It was the first place I found sand. And so I'm following the... hence the watch where I'm walking because of the sand. These are so cool. Let me go to one that's not running away from me. Look, they have horns. It's a cow. Yes, guess what, cow? I'm going to milk you. Yes. Because the wandering merchant trades for milk. I have a feeling it's... Yep, the moon's coming up. And where's my bed? There it is. So we're gonna... So if I wanted to look for another... if I went in there and broke all of the amethyst, the budding amethyst, I could do another search by just holding down, you know, holding this down, and it will look for the next one. But it tells me right on the rod where the budding amethyst is. So if I didn't put torches and I wandered away and I didn't remember where it was, this would tell me, and at least I could try to find it by using the map where it was. Let me put the bed away. And yeah, holding it and yeah, that's a different, if I have it in my, it looks like it's over here. But on the, when I'm holding it in my hand, but then this is showing it being over here, which is kind of through the birch forest. Which would, the one I found before was over here. I don't know that it would point to that one because I've already gotten it. Okay. That's a little, yeah, it's for some reason like 90 degrees off from what I'm holding with what I'm seeing on the bar. So I'm not sure what's right, if it's this way or not. I didn't have this when I found the first one. It was purely by accident that I... Well, it thinks it's this direction. So let's see if it really is. Either that or I'm reading it wrong, which is a possibility as well. I don't even know how far away this is. Thankfully I'm speedy, but... That looks like a dungeon. Okay, I'm going to pause and get there, and then we'll see if which one is pointing the right direction. I'll be right back. So, good news. I found ocean. Bad news, I think that's where the meteor is. So, looking at the map, that might be it, if I had to guess. But I'm not sure. There is some floating debris out here. Yeah. So I'm going to venture out and dive down and see if that's what it is. If it is, I'm going to be a little hard-pressed to stay underwater for any length of time. But, yeah, this is not where I thought I would end up. So, yeah, I'm not sure why the compass on the hotbar isn't pointing the same direction. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's one of those where what I'm holding in my hand is pointing what looks to be 90 degrees off of what's on the hotbar. So I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I'm going to go out and see where this is pointing me. And if I end up at the debris, I will go ahead and loot the chests, but I'll be back on camera by then. So I will be back. Okay, I am here. This does look like a meteor. I do not have magma boots, so the bubbles are going to be great, but it's going to be a big downward pull. So, and even with that, yeah, we're going to see how well this goes. I may have a problem here. I'll get oxygen, but yeah, I'll burn myself in the process. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, it's I don't think it's what I think it is. It's so I have to take damage to get health, but I don't think this is Forbidden Arcanus. This is not yeah, okay. I will stand on you. Okay. So I have a space here. This is something else. This is asteroid debris and dark stone. So this is not what I was looking for. I'm here, so I'm going to take it and take advantage of my air spot here to so I can eat. But I don't know what. Yeah, I have these things in my hand. Okay, so I've got asteroid chunks. What is this used for? Okay. I think that's a bat dying underwater. Or a nautilus. Could be a nautilus. Okay, so that was fun time. So that's not where the meteor is. And yeah, let me not do that. Give me that. Okay. So I will be back, hopefully not drowning. Yeah, I'll be back. We'll see if I'm pointed in the right direction. Alright, so I am not sure if the compass is working or if it's a user error, but I'm not narrowing in on a meteor. It just seems like it keeps going and going and going. But I did find this really cool building that sounds like it's got a drowned in it somewhere. That is actually quite a tall building, and it's in the water, but it's sticking out, so I could actually put a bed up here and didn't have to go to land. And I also found this floating island. It's very small. It's this here, and I didn't even realize that was there. I did see something under the water, but this is the building I'm on. So I think next episode I will see what's in here, and I think for now I'll wrap up the episode. I'll look to see if there's been any issues with this compass recently, especially considering the version we're on. The good news is, while I was running around, I found some fish and some jellyfish and some kelp. So I picked up all those, and by that I mean I killed them to then pick them up. But it is good news, because the jellyfish, I believe, if they still do this, can be made into slime balls, and they can. So that's good, and I'll be able to grow my own slime here in a minute if I can get some more jellyfish. And there's some right there. So let me go get them. And they tend to like to run away from me, so... and sink. So it's a bit of a thing to catch up to them. Okay, that'll come to the surface here in a moment. All right, okay. So I think with that, that's where I'll wrap it up. So you can see what the building looks like. And I can see the drowned underneath there. It looks like there's 3 at least right there. 4. There's one coming right up at me. So that'll be fun. We can do that next time. And yeah, I'll check on the compass. Oh, and there's even more. All right. I may go out and harvest some more jellyfish between episodes. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed our adventures in 3G and looking for budding amethyst. So, yeah. In fact, I may be able to make a 3G divining rod that attunes itself to sky stone, and then would be able to find that, which might be a better way to go. I don't know what level I would need, but that is the thing. So now that I have the amethyst, I can make some divining rods, and we can go out and use them and see what we can see, because I do know where there is the remnants of one meteor, and I should have sky stone back at my base. So with all that being said, if you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. And if you did enjoy the episode, please throw me a like. I really would appreciate it. And subscribe if you have not already done so you can get alerted to new content as I make it available. This is Cuberized, signing off. Everybody take care. Bye.